What up, guys? I'm here. I'm your host with the most. I am, I guess, an addict? Cap? I don't know what you want to call me. I guess we'll go with Cap just because uh, that's what.
I'm gonna call you Cap.
That's right. So today I'm starting a new podcast. Our podcast is called Bold Talkers. We're talking about the bold stuff. Just kidding. We're not. We're going to cut the fool, talk about life, talk about stuff in general. My first guest on the podcast is going to be one of my pretty good friends. Actually, I basically call him one of my best friends. Um, I met him. It's been what, 3 years? 3 years?
Four.
4 years.
Four.
Is it really been since 16?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! So 2016. His name is Barbiel. I'll let him give a little more scoop on his name and everything in a minute. But we've been gaming together. We met through another mutual friend, and it's kind of spurred a friendship. So I guess Ball, give me a little bit about yourself. Give me a little bit about yourself for the podcast.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'm just a simple average Joe. Got no life because of pandemic, so I'm just locked up in a room, doing adult, responsibility things. We'll just leave it at that, ladies. Anyway. So yeah, I'm just some simple guy trying to make it in life, trying to get through this pandemic, which needs to end ASAP. So yep, tried streaming at one point. Wasn't really working out too well, so I just decided it was time to move on. Oh, who am I kidding? I failed miserably. People were making fun of me left and right. This guy over here was laughing at me, pointing.
Oh, okay, all right, calm down. That's not true. That's not
Nah,
true.
I'm just kidding. He wasn't true. Nah, it's not true. All right, I have to be me, man. Okay, if this is gonna be a me podcast, I gotta be me, man. I gotta make the jokes. They're not gonna be funny. They're gonna be stupid, and people are gonna laugh at them later.
That's fair. That's fair. So, Ball, give us a little bit of I guess okay. So, give me a little background so people know how you got your name for Ball Barbiel. So, most people ask the
Ah.
names. I no, most people. I'll give you mine after you give me yours. Go ahead. Come ahead and tell me yours. Let the people know how you
Hmm.
picked the name.
I've been meaning to make a YouTube video about this one when I was making videos, because people kept asking me how to get my name. So anyway, I am born in October, and I wanted to make a name that was really close to my heart. Now, because I'm born in October, I'm also a huge Halloween fan. I'm a horror like addict. I watch like all kinds of horror. I love like playing horror video games. I just love it all. So, but I'm also religious too, and I wanted to look up stuff that really interests me. So, everybody knows of the great demon of Sam Hain, courtesy of Halloween the movies, the ritual of Sam Hain. Well, that's the demon of Halloween. But for those of you who do not know, there are demons for months, and the demon Baal is the month of October. But I thought, wait a minute, there has to be angels, and sure enough, there is an angel, and that angel is named Barbiel. So I decided to take the name of the demon and the name of the angel and put them together. Now, coincidentally, if you do look up Baal on Google, it will say in an old, very dead language that Baal meant Lord. So, in a way, you can call me Lord Barbiel, or you can call me Baal Barbiel, the demon and the archangel of October.
Oh wow, that was pretty good. Pretty good.
You have no idea how many times I practiced that on
In
Streamlabs
the mirror.
recording
In the
it
mirror.
in the mirror.
In the mirror. I
I
guarantee
practiced
it.
that so many times just for one video that I never got around, and I know there's probably gonna be some of my followers out there that are gonna be pissed off.
That's all right. They can build a bridge and get over it. Anyway, Ball.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Ball. I'll give you a little background. So I don't know. So I guess since you're not gonna ask me about all. Okay, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I go by Cap normally. That's the name you gave me actually.
Hmm.
So for anyone not listening, me and Ball met through a mutual friend playing Dead by Daylight. I know Ball's opinions of Dead by Daylight. You can feel free to share them in a minute. But we met through Dead by Daylight, and I don't really know how exactly I got that name. I guess that was just what you called me. I don't remember exactly how that came about, but he called me Cap, and that's what that's always been me, Rage, Ball, and Cap. So it's my
Remember how I
best.
called you Cap?
Do you remember how it happened?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Because
feel free to share. I'm listening.
you came in the game and you were taking charge like a captain and stuff. Like you were like talking, like prepping and stuff. Like, okay, Ball, you're gonna bring this perk and we're gonna do this stuff to the killer, and then Braid, you're gonna do this stuff. So I said, well, look at you, sound like a captain over here. That's gonna be your nickname, you Cap.
That's okay. That's probably pretty true, honestly. Like that wouldn't
Yeah,
surprise
because
me.
you came in because you thinking you all high and mighty, Mister. Oh, I know what I'm doing. We'll get to that later.
That's okay. That's very true. All right, so
Mm.
that's how I got my nickname for this. But so Ball obviously gave you his spiel, but obviously like no one really knows. Like I've gone through like I think I've gone through like four gamer tags or three gamer tags or I think four.
It was four.
So I had originally started off with the Shermanator 1647. I ran in high school as my 5K PR along with my nickname from high school. I rode that gamer tag for God knows how long, and then I had a contest on Facebook, yes, Facebook, with my other friends from home about what I should change my gamer tag to. And someone said, oh, try XX legit sniper XX with a bunch of numbers and letters involved. I ran that for like a good, I think they were all the way through BO2, BO3? No,
Yes.
I think so. And then I went to, I went to a different name, and I'll get to that one in a minute. And then I went to Tricetics, which was um,
Can you spell that again? Because I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Tricetics, Tricetics, Tricetics. It was I don't know.
Hmm.
It was a name I had picked out for a long time. We ran that for like about 2 or 3 months and switched it back. So basically now,
Yeah, because I
um,
couldn't pronounce it,
right, I go by in addicts now.
and I still
Um,
can't pronounce that.
no one can. Well, I've had one person pronounce it correctly since I've had it. So like, um, anyway, but that's how I got my name. I've stuck with that name since then. It's been a really good. I think it's been a really good name for gamer tag for now. I try to think of something more creative than that, but here we are. Um, let's see what else. Ball,
That's a very creative name.
right? Ball. Give us a little bit more. Because enough about me. I'm the host. No one cares about what I have to say. Give me a little bit more about your gaming background.
Ooh, my gaming background. So are we gonna go back all the way to PlayStation 2 era, or are we just going back to
That is a
recent?
totally you decision. You can pick that.
Okay, well, I've just been a gamer, bounced around from game to game. I didn't really have like a preference until I got older. I didn't really get into horror games all that much, only because like they were just terrible back in the day. But thankfully, due to wonderful graphics and lots of remakes and just finally giving them a try. So yeah, I've started to slowly but surely become more playing horror games, but I still like to bounce around from time to time. So like I can go from playing games like Batman: The Arkham Asylum series. For those of you who do not know, that is one of the best Batman games out there, and if you haven't played it, I recommend it. To where I can go to play games that are like really horror, like Dead by Daylight or Resident Evil, or heck, even some like hell, even some bad ones like Evil Within or something like that. Anything to just really spice it up. I can go from some Star Wars games because I love Star Wars. I can even go like from first person shooter games, like obviously like Call of Duty and Halo. I mean, I'm more of a Halo fan, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't want you to get on me like, oh yeah, he doesn't play Call of Duty. People don't. But I can play it, but I prefer to play Halo. I'm more of a Halo
I would
person.
never say that.
Mm-hmm.
You know me better than I would not ever say that. I will support your Halo addiction. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's because I got you addicted to Halo 4, so that's the only reason
Facts,
why.
absolute facts.
So yes, I usually just bounce around, and when I was a streamer, I first started off with I first tried Dead by Daylight, and that was bad. And then I just started trying some other games. I decided to go with games I figured that weren't really popular, but still had some fan base. So I went from Star Wars, and next you know it, things started to pick up, and then I started bouncing around a little bit, and some things worked, some things didn't. But yeah, I really can't say I can't really say like I'm addicted to one type of game because like I could just switch around. Like I could just play anything, and I'm just gonna end it right there before I rattle on too long.
No, you're good. So, what do you think, Ball? So,
Mm.
obviously, we've things have changed a lot since we started playing together. And what do you think of the new? I mean, I know we already discussed this off, I guess, the mic, but you obviously are like me. You're going with the PS5 for your new console. Can you give the viewers, I guess viewers, yeah, a little bit more insight as why you're picking that? Or why you're choosing the PS5 over the Xbox. Just,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I'll give my 2 cents as well, but I
Okay.
want you to go ahead and tell them kind of what's going on.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I'm not gonna lie, the Xbox One has been bit of a downer for me. Like it just seemed like what could have been the best console really wasn't. Like I mean, because when I first started off, I had both, the regular PS4 and the regular Xbox, and at the time I thought, oh well, the PS4, well, I wasn't really a PlayStation fan that much, but the funny thing was, it's like I switched over to PS4 for a game, and I realized how much better it was performing on the PS4. And then eventually I upgraded to a PS4 Pro and an Xbox One X. And I noticed that the PS4 was running more better. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some things that Xbox has that I wish PS4 had. But instead of getting into full details and making this like a 2 hour long video, because this is not what we're trying to do here. Long story short here is I carefully watched over the Xbox and the PS5. So I've been carefully watching it, and the more and more I thought about it, I didn't really see a lot of games on the Xbox that was catching my eye, other than Halo. But the thing here is, Halo is now the new Halo game will be available on PC. Now, I currently own a PC. I never had before. This is my first PC, and ever since I've had this PC, I've grown to become more of a PC gamer and PS4 player. So for me, I felt like if there was nothing tying me to Xbox, it would make more sense to go for the PS5. And let's face it, the PS5 does have a lot more exclusive games. Like, for example, the new God of War game is coming out, which is like the game that I've been hyped for the longest time ever since I beat the first God of War on the PS4. Not only that, they have Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank. There's just so many more exclusives available on the PS5, and anything that goes from the Xbox, there's really is like no exclusives. They're all pretty much going to be on the PS5. Now, could the new Xbox be a little bit more better in graphic wise and it could run a little bit better? Yeah, sure. But at the same time, the PS5 is not going to be that far behind it. It's not that much of a difference, at least in my opinion. Some people will disagree. Obviously, there'll be diehard fans out there, but either way, look at it. I looked at both to see what was going to be best for me. And since I plan on upgrading my PC to be better, there was really no point for me to get the Xbox. So I figured, well, we'll just go with the PS5 for now. But if I feel like I need the Xbox for certain games, because like I don't know how well Halo's going to run on my PC. So if I can't play it, well then I have to get an Xbox or I have to get another PC. So it just all depends. So for right now, I decided PS5 and I'll stick with my PC.
Okay, that's fair enough. I like your insight on that because, like, you know me, Ball. I've done a lot of I guess Xbox. So we played together. I grew up playing N64, and then I went to an Xbox. Well, I got a PS2, and then I went to Xbox.
Mhm.
And of course, I like missed the PlayStation crowd so much. But I ended up getting the PS4 back. Oh god, like a long time ago. Traded it in for a Switch. Great investment, by the way. Ended up getting another PS4 later on from my girlfriend for our anniversary. But you know, I told myself I'm not gonna go PlayStation. I'm gonna go Xbox because I always buy Xbox. But this is the first year like I'm like, cool. I'm gonna go Xbox for the new console. Like I'm not gonna like. Or, sorry, I'm gonna go PS5 for the new console, not Xbox. Sorry, I'm having a stroke. Literally just gonna go PS5, and I think I agree the exclusives are great. Had a lot of time. I don't know. The PS2 kind of like just set it for me, and I was just like, there's also backwards compatible games that I can play. Or PS4 like Crash and Black Ops 4 and Fortnite, shit like that. Things we play. But that's not. I think it's at the end of the day, it's like even though it looks like a giant fucking router with two pieces of paper on it. At the end of the day, it's like I think it's gonna work better. I know the specs are a little better, I think, on the Xbox, but I also don't want like a little tiny ass fridge sitting in my room. That's what the Xbox looks like, a tiny ass little fridge. Um,
Well, the
but
good thing is if it breaks, you can make it into a fridge afterwards.
or a paperweight, one of the two. It
Yeah.
depends on the day. But yeah, I'm going PS5 with Paul. Um, if any of you guys are getting a PS5 or are going to play PlayStation games, let us know. We always looking to pick people up to play. Um, so Paul, let's jump topics for a minute. Let's talk about what you do on the side for fun because I don't think a lot of people understand. You said you make YouTube. I don't think people really know you that well, obviously. So I'm gonna let them know you a little better, and I know you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna slap the shit at you because you know I'm talking about what you do for on the side for fun that you've done numerous times for me. Um, and I'm not talking about on the corner. I'm talking about like what you do on your computer. And now I'm not talking about you also what you're thinking about. I'm talking about.
Uh,
You know you
First
don't.
off, you promised you wouldn't tell anybody I was working that corner, okay? It was a hard Christmas, okay, and the pandemic was just started. All right, look, I got bills, okay? All
So
right,
this is Christmas.
well, trust me, it was a good Christmas for quite a few people out there.
Oh my
Mm.
goodness, he just said that. Okay. Anyway, Ball. So Ball, if anyone doesn't know, Ball is an artist. He
Mm.
swears up and down he's not an artist, but if you guys will see on the video, like, okay, so there's my picture and then there's his picture. The picture of him is actually he drew it himself, which is a hell lot better than the one I had drawn for me. I couldn't draw that good in general, but Paul's an artist. He does really good. He has videos of drawing stuff that I couldn't even like fathom drawing. So I'll give a little background more on that because I want to get that out there so people know that you can actually draw. Like tell the people about it.
Okay, well, like he said, I don't say I'm not an artist. I say I'm not a very good artiste because I have a very cartoony style. I've always, well, guess you could say I never really grew up. I've always been drawn the cartoons. I like, as a kid growing up, I mean, the 90s, we had like the best cartoons growing up. I mean, we had like, the Looney Tunes, we had Scooby Doo, we had like all Hanna-Barbera cartoons. We had like Ed, Ed and Eddie, Powerpuff Girl, Courage the Cowardly Dog. It's like you name it, it was there. Like Dexter's Laboratory, So it's like that really came into me. But then what really got me into drawing was this one anime back in the day, and I know everybody's gonna join me in on this. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is what started it all for me because kids back in the day would used to draw like Goku, but the thing here is they would sketch it in a book. So then they would say, "Oh yeah, I drew it and then trace it." But anyway, so I used to get jealous of some of these kids that would draw Goku, and I would just try and fail until one day I discovered the book and I decided to try it out myself. And I realized, okay, so I'm not a bad artist. It's just people were tracing. So anyway, I decided to try and learn how to draw, and I did trace. And the funny thing here was, because I traced Goku so much, I started to draw Goku like without actually needing to trace him because I drew him so many times. And once after I was able to draw Goku Super Saiyan 3 without actually tracing him, I decided that I could actually draw other characters. Now, obviously, I attempted to draw other characters. Like I drew, like like Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny, and I somewhat nailed them to a level. But I realized that I actually have potential here, and I just kept going. Now, as years went on, my skills were limited because one, I didn't have like no digital access. I didn't have Photoshop. I didn't have none of that. And I was really like just stuck with just pencil and paper. So for many, many years, I just did just sketch work. Like I just sketched out whatever. And eventually I decided to break away from drawing characters because I want to try to draw my own characters. Try to draw like something unique, something different, something that no one ever saw before. And then eventually the iPad. And then one app on the iPad that was free back in the day, a digital drawing app called Procreate. I didn't really think nothing of it at first, but I decided to give it a try. Now, because now the good thing about this is you can actually draw on your iPad and you can literally see what you're doing. It's not like, oh, you have to like draw on a keyboard or you have to draw on a pad and look up at the screen and like try to like match it up what you're doing. Like no. On the iPad, you can legit touch the screen with your finger and a line will appear, and the app is so it has gone. I mean, back in the day it was a simple drawing app, but it just has improved so greatly that people could literally make comic books just on their iPad. And when I saw that the potential that this thing had, I wanted to get better and better. So I restarted all over again as a digital, like now trying to become a digital artist. I started drawing cartoon characters again. I started getting back in the feel of it. I started trying new styluses for my iPad. And over time, if for those of you who do want to see some videos, my older videos, you can just see the progress of how much I improved throughout the years because I went from, you know, drawing like simple characters, no like shading, no lighting, no other techniques to where now I've improved so much to where I add a little bit of shading, lighting, and backgrounds, and I draw like so many like different things. And one of the things that has really made me grow as an artist is a challenge every year for October called Drawloween. Now this year was a bit rough for me because I have a new job and I haven't been able to finish it, but I'm almost done now because I've had some free time on my hands. Whether or not I'll be able to make the videos, I don't know. But if I do, they will be uploaded. But it's just really amazing, like how like when you like see some of my old sketches from high school to now, it's so just awesome to see like how much you've come as an artist. And anybody can do it as long as they have the patience and the determination to get like where they want to be. It doesn't matter if you start out as a stick figure, because I started out as that long ago, before I even attempted to draw Goku. So I went from stick figures to drawing anime characters, cartoons, and now I'm making my own kind of art. And that's pretty much it.
See that, and that's the thing is like, you find something you're passionate about, and you're gonna want to
Hmm.
do it. I know
Yeah.
you always say, "Oh, the stream thing didn't work out," but like honestly, like you like the drawing. I mean, that's something you always did. You ever thought about doing a drawing stream?
I
Taking
actually have.
taking taking requests from people watching and like, hey, what's that? Obviously, keep it PG, but like, hey, can you draw this? Try and then just take a stab at it. You're not perfect. You're not an expert. Um, but take a stab at it. You know what I mean?
Well, the funny thing was, I this see the problem was with me. It's like I never really grew as a streamer. So
Aren't you affiliated
some
though? Technically.
Oh, well, yes, I did technically make affiliate, but it was very, very hard process. It was really hard because like there were so many others that were like started later than me, but yet just somehow were able to get it. And I'm not trying to like sound like okay, like I was jealous or like I'm a bit like just salty about it, but I was happy that they made it. It's just for me, I felt like okay, well if they're obviously more better at this than I am, so if I can't really make it, then why should I continue anymore? And also, I'm not gonna lie, like because like this was also during the pandemic and things were not getting better for me in any way, I was looking to streaming as like a get like to just get away from it. Like it was basically my way to ignore what was happening in the real life. And the problem here was I got so fixated on trying to make it as a streamer, I didn't realize like that I was really hurting myself. Like I needed to focus on something like more important, like trying to find work during the pandemic, something, anything to help myself. And I even tried. Oh, man, my voice just cracked a little bit. Let me get a drink of water real quick. I kind of like stretched it out there a little bit, didn't I? Mm, excuse me. But anyway, so I did try the art streams, and unfortunately, not many people took to my art style. Even on my YouTube channel, my art style doesn't really seem to catch people's eyes. And at the same time, I also know YouTube algorithm is not really all that great and amazing. And I've tried to grow as an artist before I became a streamer. But the thing here is, I realized that this is just a hobby for me. This isn't going to be a career. As much as I would love to be like a digital artist to make cartoons for kids and make some comic books, anything, anything. I would love to even animate. I would love to even like try to learn how to do that and make, animated videos on YouTube. But I'm not going to rely on that, and I need to focus on what's more important. And I'm not trying to say, oh, it's not impossible because it's not. I can find a time. It's just going to be very difficult, and I have to be willing to do it 100%. But right now, it is not the time. Now, I try my best to help out other people. I try to like draw stuff for you and some others and try to help them but the thing here is, it's like I have to first look out for number one, and that's me. And so I would love to be able to get back into my YouTube videos, and I love to like make it better because at one point I was gonna try to start learning animation, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to do that. But my art will always still be a part of me, and I'm always still drawing. I mean, even before the Drawloween, and even when I started my new job, I was still drawing just because it was like my escape from reality. I was able to just zone out and forget and just relax, and that was more important than anything. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to learn how to do.
Yeah, and it's relaxing as well. So you're not like
Mm-hmm.
having to fight that whole, oh what that what am I playing video games when I'm bored kind of thing. Because we all we all do it. I play video games when I'm bored. That's the thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so Ball, what is um, because you obviously you're very passionate about art. What is something that I guess that you want to take away from your art that how do I explain this? Like, I guess, what do you want to take away from your art to help other people understand? I guess is that I don't know if that makes sense or not. Like, I'm asking, like,
Yeah.
what's something with your art that you want people to see and be like, wow, that's
Mm.
a Ball Barbiel thing.
Well, the funny thing here is I never really like aimed to try to impress anybody when I started my YouTube channel. That was the first thing I said to myself was this was for me. This was not meant for anybody else. This was like something that I wanted to try, and if I enjoyed it, then I would keep doing it. And the funny thing here was I did enjoy it. And yes, it did fill me with joy to see a lot of thumbs up on YouTube, some nice comments, and it was great to like, have some support and all that. But the main thing I really wanted people to like take from it was that if I were to decide anything, I want people to look at it and be like, art is not just for just certain people. It's not. It can be for anybody. Your art is your art. You don't have to be the best artist out there to do, anything. It's like if you want to like, art is basically just like an expression of like yourself. And if you want to express it in whatever form, it doesn't matter if it's like throwing paint at a freaking paper and just like making it like a mess. If that's what you like, go for it. It doesn't matter how skilled you are. It doesn't matter, you know, if you can't draw it today, it doesn't mean you can't draw it tomorrow. Like for the longest time, I could not draw hands. I could not draw faces. I could not draw facial expressions. I couldn't shade or color for the longest time. But because I had passion for it and I grew to appreciate it, if there's anything to learn is that anybody out there can draw. Take inspiration. Like I won't lie. Like I do think that my own art is just bleh. And some people go, dude, that's awesome work. Like it looks great. And if anything, I want that to be an inspiration to people. I want people to go, wow, if this guy can do it, why can't I do it? And don't let one failure hold you back. Because that's the one thing I do a lot in life. But when it came to art, I just kept pushing over and over.
Yeah, and see, like, you know me, I can't draw worth the 2 cents worth. I can't draw with a damn. But watching you draw makes me want to go out there and try to draw. Like, I obviously I'm never gonna be,
Well,
like I'm never gonna be on your level because I'm just not. But like,
well,
at the end of the day, it's like,
I say that's BS, but you definitely can learn it. You just have to like find the time and have like the
yeah,
will to do
fair.
it.
Yeah, that's fair. If I find the time, like, me, I'm always doing something, working or running or something like that. Okay, so Ball, let's hop topics for a minute. I had a question pop up actually from one of the viewers who usually watches the other podcast I do. They asked me because I think we put up the episode that you were on. Maybe not. I don't remember. I know we had an episode with you. I don't know if we put it up yet or not. But they wanted to know if you could remaster any game that's old and you could play on whatever console you want. What one game would you remaster? Any game you want. Just what one game would you remaster and be able to play?
Mm. That's a very, very good question. See, because there's so Man, like that's a long list of games,
You have
but
to pick one. Just pick one.
I had to pick one.
Just one.
Okay. Well, the good thing is most of the games that what I would really wanted have been remade, and I, most of the ones that I really wanted have been confirmed to be are being remade in the future. But there is one game that does come to mind, and it's only because I'm a huge fan of the movie. It's what got me my love for, the spooky stuff. There was an old PlayStation 2 game called The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. It was one of my most favorite games to play on the PS2. It was basically the sequel that you never knew you wanted to the first original movie of The Nightmare Before Christmas. That game was just brilliantly just put together, just perfect. It felt like you were legit in Halloween Town. You felt like you were actually Jack Skellington. All the characters were just, I mean, some of them didn't have good voices, but most of them were really good. And it's like you just felt like you were in the movie. So if I had to choose any game, that would be the game I would remake, and it would be available for anything. Like that's like the one game I can think of. There is another one, but that's like the first one that always comes to my mind is that classic game. It was just perfect.
Okay, that's fair. Oh, but people, that was an asked question, and I was curious.
Hmm.
Um, so I mean, I think they've redone really all the games. I mean,
Now,
CTR is obviously like my remake. And you know
yeah,
me, I'm a big CTR person. I
yeah,
remade that crap, and I was like, oh god. I
uh,
mean, I have it for both consoles. That takes something. If they have for PC, I'd probably buy it for PC just because I'm that person. But
yep.
I guess if they redid Mario Kart 64, if they just redid it with better graphics, just same
Oh,
tracks, same characters, just
uh,
same, just all the same crap, just made it look a little better. I'd be down for that. But we actually have Mario Kart 8. We have the Mario Kart, 7, whatever. We have 8. I think 8's out for the Switch. I haven't played much of 8, but yeah. So I mean, that's I personally like that's me. I'm not like you can't really remake Super Smash Bros because they keep making new ones and they're really good anyway for the
yeah,
most part. I mean, I play a lot of Super
yeah,
Smash Bros in general. So
yeah.
ball one of the well, another question. Oh, hold on, another question for you. Okay, what if you could collab with any YouTuber, what YouTuber would you want to collab with?
Ooh. That's actually, see, the funny thing is I'm not really a big person on following YouTubers. Cause like I really started getting more into YouTubers like when I was getting more into video games like back in the day, like when I was really trying to like do like, like speed runs of games, or I was trying to like learn how to like be better at a certain game. Like I know like Dead by Daylight. I know I went off the rails with Dead by Daylight. I was following like a whole bunch of YouTubers. I was following like Azraelin, Marth, Tide, Noob3, Monto, Otofu, True Talent. Like just from that game itself, like I had like at least over 10 YouTubers that I was following like crazy. And then there was other games, like there's like Eric's who does a whole bunch of games. But if I had to choose any YouTuber, I have to probably go with Markiplier, only because he's just one of those likable people. It's like you just see him and you just like you just feel comfortable around him. You just feel like chill and all that. And he's got so many funny videos on YouTube. It's like you can literally like find like dedicated videos of him just funny moments with whatever game, and you can always get a good laugh out of it, even though I'm probably nothing to Markiplier. He doesn't even know anything about me. But if I had to go with someone who I think was really nice and sweet, maybe Markiplier. That's like the only one that's coming to my head.
That's not a bad option. I mean, I don't blame you for that one. That's a pretty good option.
Mm.
I would um, definitely think that's a, you know,
I mean, you say I have a contagious laugh, and I will crack up laughing at him. I think that would be one hell of a funny episode,
his
just
jump
the two
scare
of us
videos are
laughing.
his jump scare like Five
Mm-hmm.
Nights at Freddy's videos are great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I die laughing watching those all the time. His try not to laugh challenges. I swear to God, I nearly died in one video. I literally had to walk away. I paused it and just walked away. He was just so funny.
That's very fair. That's very fair. All right, Brawl. So running out of time here, but
Ooh,
it's time for the quick fire round.
a quick fire round.
Quick
Let's
fire round.
go.
So I'm gonna ask you. It's gonna be one. It's gonna be either or. So you
Mm,
pick one or the other.
mm,
Um, and we're just gonna go to the list. I think I have like 5 or 10 of these. I think I've written them down correctly. So, all right, ready? Are you ready?
let's go.
Quick fire round. All right. Kit Kat or Reese's?
Reese's.
Oh, good man, good man. I have no idea. I'm a Kit Kat guy. I can definitely do that. All right, all right. Call of Duty or Halo?
Halo.
All right, PC or console?
PC.
Oh, you betray me on that one. All right, iPhone or Android?
Mm, iPhone.
Why? I'm just curious. I have an iPhone. I'm just curious. I haven't had an Android one yet. I'm just curious.
Because it's been so long since I had an Android, I don't even like trust myself to get an Android. At least like with the iPhone, if I look up some information on Siri, I'll get some viruses.
All right, fair enough. All right, soda or beer?
Beer. I can't do soda no more. Beer,
All
100%.
right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Dog or cat?
Cat.
All
I
right,
love my dog, but he is a major pain in my butt.
all right. Last one.
Mm. You can't even say it. Come on.
Dead by Daylight or Call of Duty?
Call of Duty.
Oh, okay. For all of us, all the people who don't really know, let me give a little quick backstory before we end this podcast episode.
Mm.
Ball and I met playing Dead by Daylight, and Ball has a very, very, very biased opinion about Dead by Daylight. Even though we still play it for fun. Keyword there's fun. It's a very biased opinion on Dead by Daylight, and so every time I bring it up, he gets heated. Not heated. I would not say you get passionate. Is a better word to put it. He gets passionate
Passion
about
is
it.
a good word. A
Pa-
very good word.
yeah, passion. He gets passionate about his love for the uh,
The horror genre.
the horror genre. We do enjoy playing it.
Mm.
So if anyone don't know, we play that game a lot. If you do have it on console or PC, it is cross-platform. Come play with us.
3,000 hours.
Yeah, Ball's played too much. I played too much. Rage has played too much. Rage doesn't play with us anymore because he's busy.
He's got like 1,000.
Yeah, he also is has no life now because of school. But that's not the point. Anyway, but Ball, I appreciate you being on the podcast tonight.
No problem, brother.
Balls,
Anytime.
is there anything you want to plug? Feel free to plug your YouTube or your Twitch or whatever whatever you want to plug. If you don't, that's fine too. I don't really care. I'm here to help out.
Well, I really cannot commit to Twitch anymore because of my new job. So I have to play it safe. Well, one, it's like there's going to be a lot of long hours. I mean, I'm pretty much working like 60 hours a week already. So
I'm working 45. Another feeling.
yeah, so it's like, when I come home, I'm not really in a streaming mood. I'm in the leave me the hell alone, I'm going to bed mood.
That's very fair.
Now, however, my art, you can look me up, CJ's Procreate Art on YouTube. Uh, all I ask for you is to be open-minded and don't be too judgmental. And and if you have nothing nice to say, then I would appreciate it if you don't say nothing you don't say nothing at all. Because to me, there's too much negativity going on in the world right now. There's too many people that just want to spread the negative, and I think you got to stop doing that. Just spread some positive.
That's
Say something nice. It doesn't hurt to say something nice, Just be kind. Because that's what I do for a lot of other people. There's a lot of people out there that are struggling, and I know there's a lot of artists out there that are struggling, and gamers and all that, and I try to give them good compliments, make them feel good about themselves. It does not cost me anything, but it definitely helps other people out there to hear some positive. So just be positive. Be cool. Be chill.
that's very true. Also, I will link Ball's YouTube channel in the description of the video. If you guys enjoyed, please let us know who you want next on the podcast. Ball was kind enough to hop on the first episode of Bolt Talkers with me. So let us know. I know I have a couple of guests set up. I think I have a couple of guests set up for the next podcast. Podcast plural. And also I will link the other channel that I do podcasts for, Bold Strike Gaming, which I'm part of. I'll link that channel too, so you guys can see those podcast episodes, because I have a partner in crime for that. But Ball, I really appreciate you being here tonight. Any last words
Yeah.
for the viewers?
Yeah, no, just let you know some of your guests in my basement are getting a little tired of waiting. So, oh
Oh my
wait.
goodness. Oh, but someone can get this man before I have to.
Yeah, whoops. Was supposed to say that on the podcast. My apologies.
Oh my, that's all
I
right.
mean, I've already got your contacts already.
All right, well that sounds good, Ball. Thanks for coming on the podcast
Stop your
tonight.
screaming! I'll feed you in a minute.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, Ball, I appreciate you being on the podcast tonight, and we will check you guys out later. Bye.
Bye.